Hello knockouts, TonyaTko here, and I decided to come out today and make this video because it's been a while since I've made a video, and there are a lot of things that have been happening and that are about to happen. So it's really important for me to make this video right now. In this video, I want to talk about life, the meaning of life, purpose, manifestation, magic, and dreams. I want to talk about that in this video. Also, the law of attraction and attracting things to you, and also vibrating outward. So let's jump right into the video. Before I get started, I wanted to thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming along the journey with me. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for being a part of the story. Thank you for being a witness to it. Thank you for feeling me and allowing me to feel you too. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me during this part of my life. The displacement was so important. It was a pivoting point and a pinnacle in my life that I needed to go through to get to where it is that I'm going next from here. And you guys are going to see what is about to happen. You guys are going to see what's coming next. And so that's why I thought it was really important to make this video right now. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being there with me. And I kind of miss you guys a little bit. You know, it was such an amazing time broadcasting daily, creating the videos daily, editing daily, being in that grind and really touching base on the inside of me with what it is that this dream and manifesting this dream meant to me, and what it was that I was willing to go in and put all in to accomplishing that dream. So thank you all for being a part of that portion of the story. I felt it in my spirit that from the last video on till now was a time that I really needed to go inward, and that I needed to go on this part of the journey with myself. And so I really just turned inward, and I really just, there are a lot of things that I've been doing, and it's, listen, I don't even know how to express this, but I'll say this, right? There is a power in you. There is a magnificent and an amazing power within you. And there are going to be times that if you want to tap into that power, you're going to have to go into stillness, and you're going to have to connect to the one universal power that connects us all on this earth, and really, 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 really hone in on that power and vibrate that power outward. There is a gift to you, and we have all come here to share our gifts in one way or another. So let's jump right into the next part. I wanted to say this, and I wanted to express what I learned during the displacement. And I learned that life really has no purpose and no meaning outside of the meaning and the purpose that we give life. It's like nothing. None of this means anything except what it is that we create as the meaning for it. There's no magic in life. There's no magic. It's like we create magic. We are in creation, and we can interpret what it is that we've created as magic. We are in a constant state of creation, and we can interpret what it is that we have attracted to us as magic if we choose. It's like there's so much opportunity. We got to do the work. We are given a certain set of circumstances, a certain situation, and we create the magic by putting in the work, by putting in the time, by having the creativity, by having the whatever it is that we have inside of us to continue to push on, to continue to think of a different way of seeing things, to continue to change our minds and change our ideas, to see the opportunity in things, to see the magic in it. It's like we make magic. We do, or we cannot. We don't have to. Life is like a blank table. Like a blank table. Just imagine a white tablecloth. And on that white tablecloth, throw in some poverty, some childhood rape, some violence, throw in some illness and some death. Put it on that table. And then you also throw on a hammer, some nails, some dirt, some seeds, some wood, a saw, some glue, some sunshine. On that table with all that you have been given, what do you do with what it is that you have? Do you use the hammer and the nail to hammer into the table? Do you use the saw to chop off your leg? Do you use the dirt to rub in your eyes and say, oh, woe is me? What do you do with those things? Do you use the hammer and the nail and the wood to build a house? Do you use the seeds on the table to plant? Or do you roast the seeds and eat them? Do you plant something that you can give to other people? Or do you squander it and then cry from pity that there is no more? What do you do with the things that you have been given? What do you do? And so in the last video, I talked about how the displacement is going to mean something different to me than it would mean to you. There were a lot of people who said a lot of different things about me and the displacement and what it was that they felt was going on and what it is that they... Listen, everything that you've said is true for you. According to the information that you've been given and the way that you internalize and interpret the information, everything that you say is true. But there's a difference between true and truth, because there's one universal truth. And love is the only truth that there is. And the truth is that everybody is doing the very best that they can with what it is that they've been given, how they've been raised, encoding that we have in our DNA. Everybody is doing the very best that we can. You're doing the best that you can. I'm doing the best that I can. And so here it is. So we get a group of circumstances. You get these things on your table. What do? Do you use the seeds and plant them? Do you use the wood and the nail to make a greenhouse so that you can have more seeds for the future? Or do you say, you know what, things that have happened to me are just too bad and I cannot rise above this? Do you just go in day after day, going through the motions, just trying to get by? Or do you try to make something more than what it is that you have and have had? There have been people who talked about the fact that I signed a contract with a publisher for the book, the things that I learned from my displacement. And there are people who are like, oh, this was planned all along. And it's like, how do I put this? Okay. I saw a video, and I published this video on my personal Facebook page yesterday. The video was of, I'm sure you guys have seen this. It's like Beyonce's song where she's talking about I slay, and there's like a guy who comes out dancing, and then there's a girl who comes out dancing, and then after that, the girl on her prom ascends or descends from down the stairs or out of a hallway or whatnot. So I put this video up on my page, and there are some people who are like, oh, this is too much, it's extra, it's this, that, and the other. But it's like in this life, if we don't celebrate and if we don't take the time to create celebrations or celebratory things or moments that we take pause and feel like this is a special moment, if we don't take the time to do that, then our life will be full of non-special moments. It's like, I remember there was someone who was talking to me last week about the fact that they don't have any black friends, and they were saying that it's just not organic. They're just not in the same circles as black people. So it's not organic to, go up to a black person and be like, try to start a conversation. So therefore, they have no black friends. And I've been thinking about that a lot, about what is really organic in our lives. And I remember when I did that video last year, when I'd first come back into the country, and I was talking about how there's no ticker tape parade for anything that you do. It's like you have to create the ticker tape parade. And even if there is going to be a ticker tape parade, there are going to have to be people who are going to have to cut up the paper, people who are going to have to schedule with the city to close off the streets, people who are going to have to schedule the event and put all of the things into place for the event to happen. Otherwise, it just won't happen. So when we talk about the organicness of life, having a picnic is not organic. Having a birthday party is not organic. It's like there has to be somebody who has to sit there and plan it. It's like when we grow up as children, it's like all we do is we just show up to the party. But when we become adults, we realize that there's no party unless we create it. There's no party unless we plan it. Somebody has to get the cake. And it's like somebody has to even think that this is an event worth celebrating. There's some people who, since their parents stopped planning their parties, they haven't celebrated a birthday since. And it's like, what is the specialness of your life? What is the occasion in your life in which you will celebrate? Will you take the time out to do those things? It's like you have an accomplishment. Is it really an accomplishment? Or do you use the bad things that had happened in the past to be like, oh, like for example, I remember I met a guy who had lost 100 pounds. He weighed like 400 plus. So he lost 100 pounds, and I was like, oh my goodness, are you going to celebrate? And he was like, no, because he has like 200 or 300 more left to lose. And I'm like, we rob ourselves of so many different opportunities because there's something inside of us that has to have the creativity to be like, this is something worth celebrating. I'm going to celebrate. And so when it comes to the book, that the publishing deal that I got with my book, it's like, that didn't, how do I put it? That wasn't organic. It's like, for so long, you know, I sat down with my show and I waited for people to come and want to write articles about me or want to have me as a part of their blog and wanted to do this and wanted to do that. And then I realized after the fact that there are going to be some instances in which, like, you guys drummed up so much press for me. You guys created such ruckus that there were people who took notice. However, other than that, if you want people to take notice, you got to write a press release. You have to send out pitches. You have to pitch these magazines, and you have to pitch these blogs, and you have to pitch them. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. It's like if you want to lose weight, or if you want to get in shape, or you want to gain some muscles. It's like you got to do the work. You have to exercise. It's like you can't outsource your exercise. You can't be like, okay, I'll give you a couple of dollars. You go ahead and you do that exercise for me. No, it's like if you want it for yourself, you have to do it. And so it's like when I decided to sign this contract with this publisher, I had to first have the idea that this is something that I want to turn into something good. Because what did the displacement mean? The displacement has no meaning. It has no meaning. The only thing that it's like life, these events happen, and the only meaning that it has is what you interpret as the meaning. So it's like, what did being trafficked or sold into sex slavery mean to a particular person? Does it mean that they are not worth more than that? Or does it mean that in this life they've got to fight? Does it mean that you just lay down and die, start abusing drugs, and then just exit your way out of this life without really causing a ruckus? Or does it mean that you have value and that you have to turn things around for you, that you have to find the meaning in your own life? And so I had to work really hard to find what the displacement, what the meaning of that would have been to me. It's like, I knew a young lady who got cancer, and she didn't lay down and die. She didn't go into a cave and lose her hair and sit down and cry in a corner. She didn't do that. She blogged daily. She lost her hair, and she talked about the experience, and she decided to uplift and to raise herself from there and find meaning and joy. She said that the cancer was one of the best things that ever happened to her, and if she could do it again, she would have all the same things all over again. She said she lost her breast, but she gained a new life, or she gained her purpose or her joy, or I don't remember how she put it. And so special shout out to Cherish the Love. You know, and it's like, and so now you see her and she's with Oprah and she's like dancing and she's doing all these things, and it's like, why? What's the difference between her cancer and somebody else's cancer, where the person went inward and they decided to make it a personal thing or a self-pity thing or whatever. And listen, both situations are all right. Whatever it, just like I told you, true and truth. If that's what you want it to mean to you, that is okay. It's okay either way. It's like, lay down or rise up. It's really up to you. It's like, so with me, what did I want the displacement to mean to me? How did I become displaced? And how do I stop myself from ever being there again?